Hello everybody and welcome back to Marvel Mania. Hope you all are having a great day because today we are going to go over a pretty fun topic. We are going to be going over the MCU. The MCU is huge. A huge amount of characters from all over the universe, all crossing over again and again on different occasions. And I'm sure I speak for most people here when I say that we're definitely grateful for what the MCU has produced for us. The MCU has brought us through an emotional roller coaster throughout all of their movies. We've had moments that made us laugh, we've had moments that made us cry, we've had moments that just made us feel happy. But once again, it is big, it is huge. And minor and major plot holes are bound to appear once in a while, especially when multiple people are writing and directing movies at the same time. Now, obviously, this does not decrease the quality of the movies, and it does not, even in the slightest, make the MCU bad. Everybody makes mistakes. But anyway, today, throughout this video, we are going to dive into the biggest plot holes that we found in the MCU. Okay, so basically, during Ant-Man, Hank Pym explains how the Pym Particles work. He explains to Scott Lang how he was able to figure out a way that would change the distance between atoms, which would either increase or decrease. So, if the distance would increase, then he'd become bigger, and if it would decrease, he'd become smaller. It's pretty self-explanatory. But what if he wants to go to the quantum realm, where he has to become smaller than atoms? You see where I'm getting here? It doesn't really work. How can you become smaller than the atoms if your suit is only able to change the distance between your individual atoms? It's not able to increase or decrease the size of your atoms. And now, for another plot hole, which includes our one and only beloved Thor. So, quick summary. What happens in this movie is Thor tries to stop the Dark Elf Malekith from getting hold of the Ether. If you don't know what that is, it's an Infinity Stone. And then use it to destroy all of the 9 realms. And he got really close too, until finally Thor and Jane were able to stop him. But I can tell you one thing, and that's that a lot less stuff and areas would have been destroyed, and a lot less people would have gotten hurt and injured if the Avengers were there. Yeah, exactly. Where were the Avengers? The world, along with 8 other realms, were about to be destroyed, yet no one was there except Thor. Now that is a plot hole I cannot get my head around. So now, for our number 3 spot, this next one, it's not that big, but you know, it involves Thanos, so it makes it kind of relevant, I guess. Anyway, in the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, the Nova Corps read the Guardians of the Galaxy's profile. And when they get to Gamora, they state how she was the adopted daughter of the Mad Titan Thanos, and how she was the last survivor of her planet, the last survivor of her race. But if anybody here, and I'm pretty sure most of you have watched Infinity War, we can all now know that this is not true. In Infinity War, we realize that Thanos' plan is just to bring balance to the universe. So, he only kills half of every planet, including Gamora's. So now we know that there's still an entire other half which is alive on Gamora's planet, meaning that she is not the last survivor of her race. And yes, it is pretty significant, and most people probably didn't realize it, but it's a plot hole, and now you know it, so you can't ignore it. Okay everyone, and now to another extremely interesting plot hole that we have found in the MCU, the Raft. How did Captain America get into the Raft in the end of Civil War? Now, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page here, at the end of Civil War, when Tony's reading Cap's apology letter, the scene shows Hawkeye, Wanda, Falcon, and all of these main people that were on Captain America's side during Civil War in the Raft, which is this big super prison in the middle of the ocean. And then we can hear Tony getting calls that there's been a breach in the Raft, and then eventually we see that Captain America has got into the Raft. But this doesn't make any sense, because now he's a wanted fugitive, and he doesn't have any of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s equipment or Tony's equipment to work with to get to the middle of the ocean to the Raft. And yeah, I know we're talking about Captain America here, but still, this doesn't make any sense. But not only getting to the Raft is nearly impossible, but getting everybody out of the Raft is even more impossible. Okay, so we've made our point about this one. Let's go on to our next plot hole. Once again, this next plot hole is connected to Thor. Like most of us remember from the end of the first Thor movie, Thor breaks the Rainbow Bridge. And it's this big thing because it keeps him from going back to Earth to go to Jane Foster. But then we fast forward to the beginning of the first Avengers film, and he's there without a problem. Now, not only does that not make much sense, but what doesn't make sense is we don't see Thor trying to find Jane Foster. You see, because at the end of Thor, it was a big problem that he wouldn't be able to get to Earth to see her again. But then he gets to Earth without an explanation, and we don't see him try to find her. And then, just in time for Thor the Dark World, the Rainbow Bridge is back together, like nothing ever happened. Just back to normal. Perfect. And the big thing about this is that throughout all the movies that we see, before and after, there's never one explanation given about it, so that's why we're adding it to this list of MCU plot holes. Now, there are probably a lot more plot holes, more minor ones or smaller ones that do come up in the MCU, but we decided to give you the biggest ones that I could find. Now, I hope you all enjoyed because that just about wraps up everything for this video. Now, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to check our channel for more videos that we'll be uploading very soon.